Hello, welcome back. In this unit, we're going to look at sexual dreams. Let's go straight into the PBT. So the first thing we need to understand is that there are two types of sexual dreams. Some are quite explicitly referring to a sexual experience in our dream, and another type is a dream that would refer metaphorically to our sexual life or sexual nature, pointing at some unresolved issue which we need to look at. And this is usually in a very indirect way, not directly through sexual indication or sexual experience. We will look at this. First, explicit sexual dreams. Sexual dreams will occasionally compensate for our lack of sexual expression. That's quite natural. They give an outlet to our desires and physical needs. So we may all have experienced an orgasm during sleep, and this is a very natural occurrence. It does not have any other significance than a balancing or releasing of our sexual energy. We may express a number of sexual fantasies through our dreams, and we have to accept that sexual fantasies are totally natural, totally normal. We may find ourselves doing things that we would never consider doing in real life, like having sex with our parents, or people we are not supposed to have sex with, our children, our neighbor, our boss. Fantasies are to be recognized, accepted, enjoyed, or if necessary, explored in order to identify possible underlying needs or possible hurt patterns. This is also a possibility. In any case, there is no need to judge. These fantasies don't necessarily mean that we would act them out in real life, so we just welcome whatever is there. Also, let's be cautious. Explicit incestuous dreams, having sexual experience with your children, for example, or with your parents, are often not what they seem to be. Dreams involving tenderness or intimacy with a parent or a child are not necessarily to be taken as expressing an incestuous desire, nor a repressed sexual abuse, certainly. They may just only indicate deep love and desire of union with what that person represents. The deeper qualities of that parent or child, depending on the feelings, which should be enjoyable instead of frightening, they may be an expression of inner harmony with the subpersonality that represents these qualities. So let's be cautious about judgment. There is no need of judgment. The other category is more tricky. Dreams that refer metaphorically to our sexual nature. This is often through animals. Different types of animals. We've already hinted at that in the unit about animals in dreams. So animals will usually refer to our sexual nature, not all of them, but some of them. Like dogs, cats, they may represent the more familiar, domesticated part of our animal nature. Sometimes also they might appear to be quite unpredictable, untamed, or very wild. They might scare us. Occasionally, animals or other dream elements may refer to sexual experiences with other people in real life. So not only your inner reality, but also sometimes your outer reality, sexual life. This might be the case with wolves, snakes, fish, or seals, but also sometimes knives or guns or possible other objects that might refer to something that exists in your sexual experience. Let's look at a few examples. A young woman had this recurring dream. I am fighting with a big and wild dog, which I have difficulties keeping under control. He just won't stay quiet. I have no fear, I love him, but he's just too wild. When I asked this young woman if it would make sense to her that the dog would represent her sexual nature, she became understandably embarrassed. It appeared indeed that she had a very strong sexual nature, which she most of the time was struggling with to keep under control. She had strong urges and no satisfactory sex life. So this is typically the kind of dream using an animal, a dog, sometimes a cat, that represents your sexual nature and your relationship with your sexual nature. Is it wild, or is it gentle and tame, kind, or a little bit difficult to handle, scary, or dead sometimes, not alive, not really happy and well? Your sexual nature, an animal. Here, a woman. I am in my apartment with my mother. Suddenly, some cats come rushing in wildly through an open window, creating havoc, panic, disorder. I am in panic. My mother, however, seems quiet. She deals with the cats and talks to me, which brings me back to reason. Comment here: the cats were obviously related to her sexual nature again, because that, her sexual nature, was put under strong pressure by the demands of a new lover as well as her husband. Being married, she felt very uncomfortable with the new relationship. She tried to stop it, but her desire nature was ambivalent. She had to struggle against her own desires as well. Her inner parent, the mother, was capable of keeping things under control, but she felt overwhelmed and confused. So, the cats coming in through the window from the outside, indicating that there is a connection with an outer reality. Her cats creating panic inside, so she couldn't quite handle her desire nature. As a result, this kind of dream, with the mother standing there more firm and trying to keep things in balance. Here we have a man in his 60s. I am cleaning a house where it seems an old lady died. Everything has to be taken out, all useless, dusty stuff. There is a dog there also. I thought he was dead, and I have cut his legs with a machete, it's a big knife. Chuck, 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 chuck. Thrown the legs away. But now I realize that dog is still alive. I feel terribly sorry. That big black dog looks sweet and gentle. It doesn't seem to be angry or even in pain. It just has no legs anymore, and I take it in my arms, unable to put it down anywhere as it cannot stand. An old man is sitting there, looking at this situation with peace and wisdom. At the entrance of the house, there is a big mirror. I look into it and see the dog in my arms, but I see him as a human being. While he sees himself as a dog, I realize he is a human. And this breaks my heart. I hold him even tighter against my heart. What can I do? The old man also can't move. He is too old. But all this seems clear and obvious to him. There is a peaceful smile on his face, no worry at all. So how would you reformulate this? Here is my suggestion. I am in a transition process, getting rid of a situation that is now over. The dead woman's house, I have to clean up, she's dead. So some passage, transition. Everything related to that situation has become useless. But in the old stuff, I discover something that is still alive, the dog. I assumed too fast that I could throw that part of me away as if it was dead stuff, part of the past. But now I see it is my own sexual nature, my sexual life. That part of me now seems to be handicapped. I feel sorry for having neglected that side of my life, cut its legs. It has lost its capacity to move, its vitality. I can see that this part of me is still alive, but how can I bring it back to a normal existence? While I worry about this, there is a deeper wisdom in me, the old man, that doesn't worry. Deep inside myself, I know that this is only an appearance, a temporary experience. I know that I will be fine. The dreamer's comments. My understanding of the dream is that cleansing of the house is related to a specific situation that needed to be cleared at that time, my divorce. At that time, my legs had been feeling heavy, almost painful, no energy. It looked like my physical energy had been drained, like I had no legs anymore. I was having fears about getting older. The dream seemed to reflect a temporary reality. I felt much better 1 or 2 months later. So the dreamer had not necessarily put a connection between the dog and his sexual nature. Here, he felt the dog was just referring to his life energy, his physical energy. It's a possibility. However, we would have to check how did he experience his sexual life at that time.